The heart of your teams. The heart of Ohio. Bally Sports Great Lakes and Bally Sports Ohio. The heart of the fan.
So far this year, the Cleveland Indians have split 14 interleague games. Tonight, the Cardinals come a-calling. They split 2 in St. Louis earlier this year, and now it's a quick 2-game series here in Cleveland between the Indians and the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Cal Quantrill will get the start tonight for Cleveland. And in his last 2 starts, he's given up only 1 run each to Oakland and Tampa. So he's really turned things around.
He's getting a much better feel out there. The separation on some of his pitches between that sinker, the changeup, the slider. He's moving it up. He's moving it down. He's pitched 5 innings in each of his last 4 starts. So he's really getting a knack of it right now. Hopefully he'll be able to hold this Cardinals team at bay and give his offense a chance. But I like what he's been doing. I mean, for being put in a situation like that, trying to stretch out during the year, awfully tough. 10 starts on the year, but in his last 4, 2-0 with a 3.22 and getting a much better feel.
Back in St. Louis, the Indians blew the Cardinals out in the series opener, and then St. Louis returned the favor in Game 2. Adam Wainwright pitched that game, and Wainwright tonight, this is kind of a baseball rarity. He's 39 years old, and the guy he's pitching to, Yadier Molina, is also 39 years old.
Yeah, they've been around a long time. But the one thing about Wainwright, he's a curveball master. He knows when to throw it. He can tease you with it. He can put it on any spot of the strike zone. He mixes his pitches well. You look at a 39-year-old, he's leading that team in innings pitched. The last time against the Indians, just 2 earned runs. Doesn't walk many. He struck out 6. But you look at his postseason. I mean, you see in 28 games, 15 starts. He came up as a closer in the postseason. Been around a long time. He's always going to be a tough act to follow, I'll tell you, when the Cardinals have him on the mound.
Wainwright will have to deal with the 2 big bats that were out of the lineup Sunday against Tampa. Jose Ramirez and Franmil Reyes back in there tonight for Cleveland. Alan Jensen have more on that when we come back. Plus, we'll check in with Andre Nana straight ahead. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. Spectrum Mobile has unlimited talk, text, and data. Save up to 40%. Visit SpectrumMobile.com. And by Chevrolet, the Chevy Network Dealers.
Tribe and Cardinals today, and there is a very congenial man, Franmil Reyes. He will take pictures with everybody as he's doing there. Such an easy personality to like.
We need one with you.
Maybe.
You'd have to be on the step, though, because Franmil a bit taller than you.
I'd be on the second step. Yeah. You'd be on the first one. I would be on the second.
I would be on the ground floor.
No. He's Jensen Lewis. I'm Hal Pulowski. So tonight we get Franmil back. We get Jose Ramirez back, getting together 3 and 4 in this Indians lineup. When they're in the middle of it, this lineup is so much different, truly lengthens it a little bit and gives them the opportunity to score runs in bunches.
Yeah, what you're hoping for is the runs in bunches come early, because we know with Adam Wainwright in years past, when he settles in, it is really difficult to get run-scoring opportunities, particularly runners in scoring position. It's been paltry, word of the day, paltry against Waino. So if you get Reyes, maybe a leadoff or a solo homer early on in this one, J-Ram hopefully be able to right the ship here. It's been tough for him the last 5 to 6 games. These 2 guys are what make the Indians offense go. And you see the season numbers here for J-Ram against the Cardinals and Franmil since back from the IL, 2 of the most productive in the Indians lineup.
And we'll see what kind of power we get out of these 2 tonight. That will be important. Andre now joins us now, and Andre, the negative is, of course, they've got to face Adam Wainwright, and when the Tribe has to face Adam Wainwright, thus far in the past, it hasn't gone too well.
It hasn't gone too well, but you know what? There's a lot of franchises that can say that. Maybe the good luck charm for the Indians is here as Josh Naylor is in the dugout, happily getting everybody pumped up for this game. But in talking to Tito before the game about what Wainwright brings to the table, it's professionalism at the top of the game.
I don't think guys play that long and have that reputation if you're not pretty solid. And I'm not glad what he did to us, but also we're not the only team. I mean, he's been a good pro for a long time. Now, again, I hope he doesn't do that again tonight. Still feel that he's a good pro, but there's a reason. We got to try not to chase. You know, once he gets you in swing mode and you're chasing, he'll elevate, he'll go below, and, you know, kind of like in that rocking chair. We're going to have to make him come to us a little bit. Now, again, that's easier said than done.
Don't chase. If it's low, let it go. The other thing that you want to think about, last time we saw Wainwright, guys, the Indians had him on the ropes in the first inning. They let him off, and then he took off, and they never had a chance. Get him early, or you could run into problems.
Yeah, he gave up 3 runs in that first inning and then retired 20 out of the next 21 batters. The only one to reach after that first inning was a guy hit by a pitch, so he dominated the rest of that game.
Well, they'll have a chance to get him tonight. But first, it's going to be Cal Quantrill. He will be on the mound for the Indians. He's the Ohio Ford Dealers Indians starting pitcher. Quantrill been doing much better in his last 4 starts. He's coming off a start against Tampa where it was an outstanding start. He went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits. What he did, he bobbed and weaved in that game. He had the leadoff man aboard, 5 out of the 6 innings, but he weaved and got out of it. So this will be his first start against the Cardinals. He's had 3 appearances prior to this.
The starting 9 for Mike Schultz, St. Louis Cardinals. Dylan Carlson will lead it off. Paul Goldschmidt in the 2-hole. Nolan Arenado will bat 3rd. Tyler O'Neill bats cleanup. Yadi Molina, the catcher, hitting 5th. Tommy Edman at second base hitting 6th. Harrison Bader back in the lineup, bats 7th. Matt Carpenter will DH and hit 8th. And Paul DeYoung back in there at shortstop, hitting 9th.
And let's check out that Indians defense, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Buick dealers. It'll be Ramirez in left field, Zimmer is in center, Johnson over and right. On the infield, Ramirez back at 3rd, Rosario at short, Hernandez at 2nd, Bradley is at 1st. Behind the plate is Roberto Perez.
Ramon DeJesus will call the balls and strikes. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, at 1st. John Barber at 2nd. Chris Cuccione is over at 3rd. 1 month ago today, Josh Naylor suffered that catastrophic injury in Minnesota, fracturing that ankle. He's had surgery since then. He's on the comeback trail, but it's just great to see him in the dugout, in uniform with his guys.
You could just tell by the look on his face. Look at, he's bobbing and weaving. He's feeling good. And
yeah.
It's good to be back in the dugout, no doubt about it.
81 degrees, our game time temperature. It is very humid tonight. Not much of a breeze.
You're saying it has a chance of carrying.
You would think so.
I'm with you. I am right there with you. Cal Quantrill got out there a little early. They got to wait for the start time.
Waiting for the clock to strike 7:10.
Yeah.
09 and counting. There we go.
Okay, let's go. Ramon.
Play ball. Dylan Carlson was hitless in 9 at-bats against the Indians in the 2-game series back in St. Louis. Quantrill the wine, and tonight's first pitch is a fastball strike. Quantrill, who began the season out of the bullpen, has truly done an about-face of late. In his first 6 starts, he was 0-1 with an ERA over 7. In his last 4 starts, he is 2-0 with a 3.22 earned run average.
Yeah, I mean, you know, him having to go from bullpen to a starter because of injuries is awfully tough to do when you have to learn it and do it at the major league level. You know, let's try and stretch him out. Let's try and do this. But I'll tell you what, he's come a long way in a short period of time, even though his numbers in his career are much better as a reliever, 4-1 with a 191. That's an important piece in that bullpen before they had to put him in the starting rotation.
Yeah. And the 1-2 offering is fouled back by Carlson.
You know, you can tell as he gets rolling, he gets into the game. You know, he may have a hiccup or two, but it's all part of the process. As I mentioned in his last start, he got the leadoff man was aboard a lot, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, but he bobbed and weaved, got out of it, made pitches, did really a good job. 6 innings against Tampa.
Popped up foul. Roberto gives it a courtesy look, but it's well out of play. So a good first at bat by Dylan Carlson. He's down to the count, but he's fouling pitches off, staying alive. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat coming up. Again, the 1-2. This one's low, no chase.
Yeah. He got him to swing at that changeup the first time he threw it. This one was out of the zone. Got to see it and was able to lay off.
Hard hit ground ball. Cesar cuts it off. And Hernandez throws out Carlson for out number 1. Cal Quantrill's pitch usage so far this year brought to you by StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
Yeah, that feel. The separation has been the big thing for him, coming from the bullpen, going into that rotation.
Big Paul Goldschmidt batting in the 2-hole. Takes a slider for a strike. Goldschmidt 2 for 7 against the Tribe at St. Louis with a home run. 17 homers, 17 doubles on the year.
That average is coming up for him. He's normally a high average hitter, but he uses the other way very well for the whole field.
He had reached in 21 straight before Sunday.
He's warming up. Look at that. So is the weather. He had a 21-game on-base streak snapped on Sunday. Oh, nice pitch.
Caught in between, and he couldn't hold up. Chased the slider. Strikeout for out number 2.
You can tell that slider had good movement. This will be on our Nissan pitch tracker. Look at the late swing. So he must not have picked up the spin too well. Thought it was a fastball, but it was not. So that was an excellent pitch. And Goldschmidt will file that one, I guarantee it.
Nolan Arenado. Arenado 7th in the National League with 27 doubles. Check, but he went too far. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ooh, just off the plate. He let a fastball go by, but it was away in a full count. And the payoff pitch. Got him. Came back with a fastball. That time nicked the outside corner. And Arenado could not pull the trigger. Quantrill K's a pair.
Adam Wainwright, the 6'7", 230-pound, 39-year-old right-hander, will be towing the rubber for the Cardinals. He is a Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher. 2-0 in his career. He pitched a good game June 9th against him. 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. So they're going to have their work cut out for him. And like they said, get him early.
Terry Francona back in the dugout for the Indians, and his starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. The big boys are back. Jose Ramirez hitting third, Franmil batting cleanup. Bobby Bradley behind the big man, then Harold Ramirez, Bradley Zimmer, Roberto Perez, Daniel Johnson hitting ninth. When Wainwright faced the Indians in St. Louis back on June the 9th, he was coming off a game in which he lost to Cincinnati. At the time, he was 3-5 with an ERA of over 4. And we're just kind of having a ho-hum sort of year. But something kicked into gear in that game against the Indians, and he's been on a roll. In his last 9 starts, his earned run average is 2.90, and the opponents are batting $120 against him.
Yeah.
That's quite a turnaround at 39 years old.
No question. You know, they were struggling there. All their pitchers were hurt, and they were just looking for somebody. But, you know, the wily old veteran stepped to the forefront to bail them out, and has been pitching very well.
Cesar with a line drive to right field. Caught by Carlson, one away.
Check out the Cardinals defense. O'Neill is in left field, Bader in center, Carlson over in right, Arenado at third, DeYoung is at short, Edman at second, Goldschmidt is at first, and behind the plate is Molina.
Ahmed Rosario. Looks at that slow curveball for strike one. Rosario was 1 for 4 against Wainwright in St. Louis. He singled and scored in the first inning. Overall, he was 4 for 9 against the Cardinals with 4 runs scored in the 2 games in St. Louis. Another line drive. Carlson leaps up and makes a catch for out number 2.
Yeah, this one a little bit tougher. Had to break back on it, and on the run made the catch. Good thing he was left-handed. Right on his glove side. This ball hit well by Rosario. A few steps back, made it look easy.
Remember when the Indians played the Cardinals back in June, Harrison Bader was injured. And so Carlson was playing center field in that series. Got good speed, obviously good instincts. Gives the Cardinals a really good outfield. This is only the 28th game this year that O'Neill, Bader, and Carlson have all started in the outfield together.
Something that they certainly couldn't foresee in spring training.
Yeah, I mean, injuries, you never know.
Yeah, O'Neill young, Carlson young guy. But like many teams, the injury bug has hit them, especially their pitching staff.
Wainwright has Ramirez down 0-2. In off the plate with a fastball. Took a fastball, had him guessing wrong, and Ramirez strikes out to end the first. No score.
Well, predict the longest home run down the stretch with MLB Moonblast Pick'em, presented by FTX, and compete to win $100,000 worth of Bitcoin or cash. Restrictions apply. See the rules at MLB.com/pick'em.
Tyler O'Neill leads off inning number 2 for St. Louis and fouls the pitch back out of play. O'Neill, we talked about it when the Indians played in St. Louis. His dad was a bodybuilder, and it obviously rubbed off on Junior because this guy is built like Adonis.
Strong. Nice little sinker there.
Like his teammate Paul Goldschmidt, 17 home runs, 17 doubles. But he's played in 20 fewer games than Goldschmidt.
Yeah, I mean, he's got he has driven in 40 and he scored what, 41 or 42 runs. So, and he hasn't even played 80 games yet. So, driven in 40, scored 42 in 78 games. That's pretty good.
Big swing and a miss. And Cal Quantrill has his third strikeout, third consecutive strikeout. Once again, got him to chase the slider.
There you see it coming out of his hand. It looked like it had pretty good tilt from behind. And you can see O'Neill out in front. So he's got a very good slider early in this ball game.
Now Yadier Molina. Molina missed the last 3 games for St. Louis, dealing with some stiffness in his neck. He's played through it at times this year, but sometimes it flares up to the point where, hey, you can't move your head around. Tough to sit back there behind the plate,
let alone hit. Well, you look at the most hits in Cardinals history. Of course, it's going to be tough to catch Stan the Man, but you got Brock, Hornsby, Pujols, and then Molina. And he did it from behind the plate.
Broke his bat, rolls it weakly to third. Ramirez can take his time, and there are 2 down. Let's get a word from Cleveland Clinic.
Cleveland Clinic Children's. Get the care you need when and where you need it.
It was only 6 years ago that Tommy Edman and Cal Quantrill were college teammates at Stanford. Now they square off against each other.
Must seem like a lifetime. Now they're both in the big leagues, playing with somebody in college.
A lot of miles between Stanford and this game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're thinking, oh my God. Things move a little quicker up here, don't they?
High fly ball left field. Back goes Ramirez. And Big Harold pulls it down. The Cardinals go 1-2-3. Middle of the second, no score. Our storylines are brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Adam Wainwright, if you get him a runner in scoring position, doesn't give up many hits.
No, it's tough.
Indians have the big boppers back in there. We'll see if they can do any damage. Ramirez struck out his first time up. Now Fran Mill.
Fran Mill missed Sunday's game with a little back spasm. He said it was more almost his tailbone. And he said he was going to try to play, but trying to reach the outside low pitch was what was bothering him. He says he doesn't want to miss any more games. And I told him, Arch, if he wants to lead his team in RBIs, he can't miss any more games. And he says he's got you, Captain.
Well, he better look down and away with low pitches tonight, because that's where he's going to go. Starts him off with just a straight old fastball. Double clutch. See how he slowed it down a second?
That's 4 straight fastballs. The last 2 to Jose, right. And now the first 2 to Fran.
Because he knows the big boys are sitting on
and
the
they're
breaking
thinking,
ball.
well, how's he throwing fastballs?
First time through, big boy. I'm going to save that curveball when I get guys on base. There's a little slider. The veterans get a feel. They know what these guys are looking for. which is his best pitch. And that guy there, those two battery mates, they've been together almost as long as anybody in baseball. There's
Strikes him out with a slow hook.
There's the slow one he set him up with after that slider. I mean, this is the curveball. Watch. He can put it almost, it's like it's on a string. There's your down and away pitch I was talking about, Andre, right there. You know, but he got ahead of him with the fastball, so round one goes to Wainwright. This is what, the 293rd game for Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina. So you're looking at, it's only been 3 other tandems better.
And what stood out to me when I looked at that is those were guys who worked in 4-man rotations, so more opportunities to work together. Wainwright and Molina. I mean, this is truly, you may never see this again.
I don't think we will.
No, you won't. There's no way.
Goldschmidt with a long flip. Wainwright is there, 2 down.
I certainly agree with you. I mean, when you look at these two guys, they've been together so long. This is, you know, this is their work, wife or husband, however you want to look at it. They're working together, and they have been for a long, long time.
Woolwich and Freeman, 63-75. Spahn and Del Crandell, 1949-63.
Right.
And Rhett Faber and Ray Shaw was 1914 to 1926.
Right. So think about it, the time difference just doesn't happen much anymore.
Talking to Roberto Perez about this batter, and he says for all the people that are in front offices that think analytics should tell you how to call pitches and when to call pitches, he said watch what those two do. He goes that Molina gets a great read on how a hitter is how a hitter is trying to attack and how he pays attention. And he says if you don't have a catcher that understands that, you're hurting yourself trying to call pitches before they even happen.
Having a feel for the game.
Well, and a feel for that what that guy has on the mound that night.
The 0-2. Came back with a low fastball.
Yeah, just a little show pitch. See if he wanted to be aggressive and swing at it. We've seen a number of guys now that, you know, not overpowering, just dealing, pitching, showing how to get hitters out nowadays. It's been fun to watch because we've seen, I'd say about 10 of them this year. Where when they're out there and on their game, they are a treat to watch.
Molina says bounce it out in front.
Look at it, made it pick it up right off the ground, a little wedge shot.
Indians go in order, no score through 2. We go to the 3rd inning, no score. It'll be the bottom 3rd of the order coming up here for St. Louis.
Amen, my brother. I'm with that. I need a shirt like that. Come on now, Arch. I need that. He ain't lying. With a body like this, who needs hair?
Oh, man. Hair's overrated.
Yes, it is.
Save on hair products, trips to the barber.
No doubt about it.
Come on home, boys. Come on home.
Bader squared to bunt, took a fastball high. Roberto thought he offered at it, but the umpires do not agree.
I'll give it. I'll need one about another 10 years.
All right. I'll tell you what, with Harrison Bader's hair, though, I may take that back if I had that type of hair. 10 years, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a comment I would make, but I love you too much to do that.
You go right ahead, because I know what it's going to be.
You got that good check. I guess you can pay for it for 10 more years.
See, you've got that nice round head. I've got scars and stuff on top of mine.
Knowing your boys, I believe you.
I got too many stitches up there.
Harrison Bader dealing with a fractured rib this year, missed quite a bit of time, did not play in the series against Cleveland back in St. Louis. Tell you what, though, since coming back to the lineup, he's making up for lost time. hitting .362 with 4 homers and 15 runs batted in the 19 games since he's come back.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when you miss time, you sit out. I mean, you look at the game a different way, and you come back with a vengeance.
And
look at
this. This is a deep drive to right field, and it is
gone.
A home run.
Yeah, it sure is. My goodness, that was a great swing.
Somehow that just cleared the fence and hit something and came right back onto the field. But Harrison Bader with his 9th home run of the year. But since coming off the injured list in his last, now including tonight, 20 games, that's 5 homers and 16 runs batted in.
I'll tell you, just watch the swing. I mean, that's just a heater down, away, and he stayed on it. Boy, he earned that. Choking up a little bit, and it was a line drive. We thought the ball was going to carry tonight. That got out in a hurry. He didn't know. He was just taking off running. He thought it might hit the wall. He wasn't sure. So let me make sure. Tell that guy from Pittsburgh, their third baseman, to go back and touch the base if you want a homer.
To Brian Hayes?
Yes, exactly.
Matt Carpenter takes a strike, 0-1. 1-0 Cardinals now here in the 3rd inning.
Here's a guy we were talking about when we were in St. Louis. When you talk about Carpenter, every time he sees an Indians uniform, he usually finds a way to swing the bat, get hits. He's DHing tonight, and he played the 2 games there.
In the 2 games, he was 3 for 5. He had a 3-run double. And that came in the bottom of the 1st after the Indians had scored 2 off Wainwright. Cardinals came back with 4 and never looked back.
Yeah, that's what we said. Wrong man at the wrong time.
Yeah.
In that one. But it looks like he's on the tail end of his career because he struggled a little bit last year. Doing it again this year. One time he was a dangerous hitter for him.
Cal Quantrill had not a lot of home run in his last 2 starts.
But I'll tell you what, he made him earn it. I mean, he had to stay on it and go the other way. Wasn't that bad of a pitch. I'll tell you what, you're right. That kid's locked in.
Goldschmidt takes Carpenter takes a fastball, top of the zone. He doesn't like it. 4th strikeout for Quantrill. 1 down here in the 3rd.
Well, you're going to look at top of the strike zone here, and he didn't like it, but it's too bad. Ramon DeJesus said that hit the zone. Go down as a strikeout victim. Number 4 for Quantrill.
Now Paul DeYoung. And the Cardinals shortstop takes a fastball inside for ball 1. Two balls and 2 strikes for DeYoung. And he hits a line drive to left. Harold Ramirez has it for out number 2. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Mookie Betts and Taylor Rogers both headed to the injured list. Dodgers currently 2 games back of the Giants in the NL West. The Padres 5.5 back. But boy, San Diego, they're not going to go down without a fight. They're in pretty good, position as far as the wild card race is concerned. But they went out and got Adam Frazier from the Pirates
to play second base, and they got an all-star second baseman.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I wanted to know. What are they going to do with Cronenworth?
I've heard they're trying to move Hosmer. Hosmer's the odd guy out now, and they may play one of them at first base.
Well, because they want to get rid of the contract.
Yes.
And who's the other right-handed outfielder they wanted?
Well, Will Myers has struggled in right.
Yes,
they're going to play Frazier some in the outfield. They're going to play him some at second, and Cronenworth will play some at first in place of Hosmer because he just hasn't performed up to his standards.
Hey, the Padres, if you read everything, they're in on everybody. You know what I mean?
They've got more guys to trade than everybody. Just look at it.
Look at around baseball. They're willing to move anybody to get up top, from what it sounds like.
They must have a farm system with like 1,500 players.
No, they get 125 draft picks a year.
The Taylor Rogers one is weird, though, because it was just like Savali. Archie tried to throw a curveball first pitch, and they instantly looked down at that finger, just like it was with Savali at Wrigley Field. It was eerie to watch.
That's you see that. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Now we're seeing it every other week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Interesting.
It is.
Or interesting. Strike 3 called, inning over. 5th K for Quantrill, but the Cardinals strike first on a home run by Bader. These guys got here early today. Their whole team came to the ballpark. They were here for batting practice.
I saw them when I walked in. Yeah, this afternoon. They were ready to roll.
Kia player profile among active pitchers: Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke, John Lester, Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, and then Adam Wainwright among the wins leaders. Verlander still active, though he has not pitched this year, and doesn't sound like he will, though I'm sure the Astros are still holding out hope. Bradley Zimmer leads off the 3rd, and a broken bat liner into left field, and the Indians have their first hit.
Well, he was watching the other guys in the first couple innings. He said, if he wants to get ahead of me, I'm going to get ready for it. And why not? I mean, this may be one of the only pitches. Was that a little slider to start?
Some kind of breaking ball.
Yeah, it was a little slider. That wasn't his curveball, but it got in on him. But he fights it off, goes the other way. First hit. Way to go.
And now Roberto Perez.
Arch, can you steal early on Wainwright so you can try to get a decent inning out of this?
You know what? I got to see that. He will make a slide step. I want to see what his move is. He'll, change it.
He tried to hold it right there, which was good.
Yeah. He's going to give Yachty and every opportunity. You got to get it, and you know what you want to try and do is pick that pitch when he's going to throw the curveball.
Right.
But, I mean, that's a guessing game there as well.
A guessing game that has both Jose Ramirez and Franmil looking at the video trying to figure out what he was throwing to him and when.
Yeah.
Zimmer has stolen 6 out of 7. And quickly draws a throw.
Yeah, it'll take him a few pitches to get a look-see at his move. Not that he's going to pick you off, but I guarantee he will pay attention.
Zimmer is the last Indians base stealer to be caught. That was on July 3rd. They have swiped 13 straight since then. And I think he's off and running. There he goes. And he stopped. And that's going to get down. It goes foul at the last second. Boy, that had a chance to really work out well.
A lot of times, if he was going to run, he took like 2 or 3 steps. And when he did, he obviously felt he didn't have a good jump. That's why he stopped. 1, 2, he didn't like his jump. So then he sees that he hits it foul. Tough to get started again, but it was a foul ball. He would have been the 3rd anyway.
Man, maybe a foot.
Now 0-2 count. No, you don't want it because he could throw a fastball up and away if he wanted. They thought he was going. because Roberto with 2 strikes could probably hit that hole too. So you don't. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh.
It's flagged down by Edman, and his only play is at first because he was spinning around and Zimmer runs well.
It was a good thought, but he kept his composure and made the throw to first base, and that was a good job by Perez down in the count to try and hit that hole, and I thought he had it. He's just protected, but it gets the job done. Zimmer's in scoring position.
Might not have liked his grip initially here.
Yeah.
True. That's what it was.
Yeah, and you know what? You have to get it out. You don't want him, you know, there's nobody out. You got to get that first out of the inning.
Well, now the youngster Daniel Johnson was not with the club when they were in St. Louis, so it's his first look at the veteran Adam Wainwright. Slow curveball misses outside, ball 1. Came back with it, and Johnson took a shot but pulled it foul.
Little slider down. He's going to see how aggressive that Johnson wants to be. Never faced him before. Rookie coming up. He's preying on that aggression, but has the count in his favor. This is where the veterans will get crafty. All right, patient enough. Took that curveball, so now really a nice situation, and he's not going to give in. So, you know, you can't necessarily say, all right, it's 3-1. He's probably going to try and throw a fastball. Wouldn't be a bad idea to just look for something off speed. Slider. See, that's 3-1 count. Young hitters will always go up to a veteran and think you're going to get that fastball, but that's ball 4. But he thinks it's a fastball. The slider out of the zone. He wanted to see if he was going to be patient enough, and he isn't. I wouldn't be surprised to see the same pitch again. Oh, comeback fastball.
Yep.
Boy, he went to school. I'll tell you what, you think you're going to get that same pitch, and it's that little two-seam fastball that runs the other way to the left-handers.
It seems like when he gets to 2 strikes, that's when he's going with his fastball. Almost like hitters figure, well, with 2 strikes, he's not going to throw a fastball.
Right.
And he's had him crossed up here first time through.
Yeah. That's why you look for that thing early in the count when you walk up there. Anything straight or up, get after it.
Cesar lifts one in the air to left, and O'Neill puts it away. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We played 3. St. Louis 1, Cleveland nothing.
Single game tickets are now available on Indians.com, or you can use the ballpark app. Don't miss fireworks, dollar dogs, great giveaways, and all the rest of the fun right here at the ballpark.
Fourth inning, and Paul Goldschmidt to lead it off for St. Louis. And a sinking fastball catches the zone for strike 1.
It looks to me that each and every start that Quantrill gets to go back out there for his turn, he's getting a little more confidence with everything he does.
Right field. Daniel Johnson moving over, puts it away. One down. Nolan Arenado has hit 20 home runs this year for St. Louis. And the right-handed hitter is primarily a pull hitter.
Does he remind you of anybody that we know? A guy named Jose Ramirez.
The difference being, and I don't know, this sometimes the numbers just make my head hurt, but so this was shown to me before the game that Nolan Arenado in the early innings has been a monster this year. Now he's going to be 0 for 2 to start this game, but in the first 3 innings, which you figure only normally covers one at bat,
possibly 2 if they have a good,
he's hit 326 with a dozen home runs. From the 4th inning on, which probably covers 2 to 3 at bats a night, he's only batting .221 with 8 home runs total. So he's a guy that gets locked in. He jumps you early, but as the game goes on, he hasn't been as clutch as a Jose Ramirez has been.
Well, yeah, you want guys from that 7th inning on, like Jose is, no doubt.
Cardinals go 1-2-3. Quantrill sets him down on 6 pitches. Well, Adam Wainwright has made himself right at home here against the Tribe over the last couple of years.
Well, that curveball is the #1. Then you got the sinker, cutter. Those are all off fastballs. But this guy just knows how to pitch.
First game Wainwright has pitched here at Progressive Field.
Rosario hit the ball on the nose the first time up. A line drive to right field. A good approach. Here comes that fastball.
Off the end of the bat, but he punches it into left field for a base hit.
Kept the hands back beautifully. He must have been looking for that for the very first pitch.
Here's our stat of the game, brought to you by Buick. Jose Ramirez, all 20 of his home runs have been to the pull side.
And you go back to last year, 37 homers all pulled between the 2 years. So, but he's a guy that he knows. This guy can hit pitches on the inside part of the plate that I don't think anybody else can touch. But he finds a way to get it out. We've seen him foul balls off his body. First at bat, he slowed it down early on Jose, and then he got him on 2 consecutive fastballs.
He was 0 for 4 against Wainwright in St. Louis. He flied to right twice and grounded out twice.
Another guy that you might want to steal here, Rosario.
Ahmed has 9 steals, has not been caught. Just a tad low.
Well, that's a pretty good take right there. If you can take that and it gets called the ball, sometimes you're thinking, okay, yeah, it was a little low. You see Molina try to pull it up. First 2-0 count for Wainwright.
Low again. 3 balls, no strikes. Wainwright's been really good as far as walks are concerned. He's only walked 32 in 118 innings coming in. But as a team, The Cardinals have walked 4.5 batters a game, by far the most in baseball.
I remember when we were in St. Louis, that's what happened, their problem. They were walking everybody in sight.
Slow curveball and a beauty, in for a strike, 3-1.
3-0 hook. Yeah, I mean, they keep the ball in the ballpark as far as a team goes, as far as giving up home runs per 9 innings. They're one of the best in the business. But, you know, you give free passes, they find a way to come back and bite you.
High fly ball, deep right field. Goodbye. Jose Ramirez puts the Indians on top 2-1. He turned that 3-1 pitch right around for his 21st home run of the season.
Well, guess what? He got him with the fastball the first time up. Jose got him the second time up with a 3-1 fastball, and he didn't miss it. All right, that gives the Tribe a lead, make it a 2-1 ball game. All the scoring on the long ball. Yeah, he knew it. He left that pitch middle in.
You know, people often talk about the other Ramirez that played here in Cleveland and how smart he was as a hitter. And I'm not sure Jose Ramirez has ever gotten his just due for how intelligent he is as a hitter in terms of what you just said. He knew how he pitched him the first time, and you're not going to fool him second time around.
He filed that, and he says he's not going to. And he took a good low fastball out of the zone in this at-bat before he crunched the one.
Matt, I'm so glad you said that. As soon as that happened, he came in, and it was at the end of the inning, and when he came back off, he came and looked at the iPad they have, and he went through his whole at-bat. And after he went through it, then he watched Reyes. He kind of shook his head, kind of saying, okay, I got you now. Let's go.
Yeah. Made an adjustment, huh? And you know what? He didn't have to wait for a couple at-bats. Went up the very next at-bat. Got the pitch that he struck out on. That's beautiful.
And 9 of his 21 home runs this year have put the Indians ahead in the game. Another good breaking ball. Curveball got Reyes. 4th K for Wainwright. First out here in the 4th inning.
Now, you go back to this fastball, and you can see it's middle of the plate. But, boy, he had a beautiful swing, didn't overswing, and just smoked it to right field. 16th home run allowed by Wainwright, but you make a mistake, you better hit it. And they had a guy on base, and that's because Rosario singled. So
Bobby Bradley takes a fastball for a strike. Called third on the fastball. 5th strikeout for Wainwright. Your point about the Rosario single, though, should not be overlooked, because if it meant Rosario hadn't let off the inning with a hit, in that 3-1 count, I don't think Wainwright gives in to Ramirez.
No.
And he'll say, I'm just going to, if he wants to swing, okay, I'll walk him.
Right.
But he probably didn't want to walk him and put 2 men on base.
he figured maybe he'll be sitting breaking ball again. Wainwright did. But you know what? Hosey did not. You tip your cap to him. He was ready for it and hit it. That's where you make your money, on that fastball.
Harold Ramirez with a bouncer to DeYoung. And the inning is over, but Jose Ramirez did not miss a 3-1 fastball. Blast off. It's 2-1 Cleveland after 4 here at Progressive Field. Before the game, Andrew Miller came up in the Cardinals dugout. The Indians paid tribute to him with a quick video tribute. crowd gave him a very nice ovation, tipped his cap to the crowd here.
Yeah, well, when you go back and think about it, how good was he that year and into the playoffs especially.
He was special, man.
Oh, no doubt.
He said something to me the night before the game that almost made you cry. He said that you didn't realize how great 16 was until 16 went away.
Yeah.
He said, you know, he came back today. He had breakfast and lunch today this morning with Brian Shaw and his family is actually in town. And he said they were sitting there going over the bullpen and the guys they had and the moments they had. And then Shaw said, yeah, man, none of those guys are here anymore.
Yeah.
And he just said it, time moves fast, and he's trying to tell his teammates with the Cardinals, appreciate what you have and where you're at.
Yeah.
Because it goes quickly.
It sure does. Yeah, you couldn't have had a better year than he had there.
Weak pop-up, right
Love
side.
it.
Bradley, does he have room? Drifting, nope. Can't get there. Well, and then for Andrew Miller, unfortunately, the following year, the World Baseball Classic, he got injured, was never really right.
That's true.
Signed a big deal in St. Louis and came back in that first year. He pitched in 70-plus games for the Cardinals. And last year, of course, the pandemic shortened season, and now.
Well, his career, he's gone from some good ball club starter to bullpen to doing just a little bit of everything. He's been around a long time.
Yeah, he's another one. What, 35, 36 years old?
Yeah, he's been around. I'll tell you, he's been nasty for a long time.
He said he's been nasty, but he wouldn't be the pitcher that he is, and he wouldn't have the career he had without Terry Francona.
There you go.
He said when he left Florida and came to Boston at the end of Tito's tenure in Boston, he didn't really believe in himself, and Tito helped him believe.
And didn't Tito help put him in the bullpen as well?
One down as Molina grounds out. And up comes Tommy Edman.
I'll tell you what, Quantrill is just cruising right along, isn't he? He made one mistake, Bader, and it wasn't really a mistake. He gave St. Louis their run, but he's got the ground ball working. He's got 5 strikeouts.
You know, in many ways, I'm not surprised. Even though the 2 games in St. Louis were lopsided, one each way.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised we're sitting 2-1 here halfway through this game, because I started looking at the numbers before the game. It's frightening how similar these two teams are. The Cardinals are 13th in the National League in batting average. The Indians are 13th in the American League in batting average. They're both 10th in their respective leagues in home runs. They're 10th and 11th in extra base hits. They're 5th and 7th. They've stolen the exact same number of bases, and their ERA, they're both 9th in team earned run average.
Well, St. Louis hits the ball in the air a lot more, and they don't come for home runs, as far as the percentage of their fly balls. And they play in a bigger ballpark. It's tough for some of these younger guys. It's not an easy place to hit it out, much like Kansas City.
One thing about the Cardinals, they don't strike out a lot, Rick, but they don't walk a lot either.
But bingo, you're looking at the Indians. They don't strike out, and they don't walk.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, to manufacture 2 or 3 runs and you're out there pitching now, you make guys beat you the other way.
Well, and not surprisingly, both teams, the Cardinals are 50 and 50. The Indians are 49 and 48.
Yeah.
They're both 8 games out of first in their respective divisions. The Indians are 5 out in the wild card, and the Cardinals are 7 out in the wild card. So both teams are in a weird spot right now, approaching the trading deadline, going, do we have enough to really make a move to get better, to have a chance? You're kind of on the outside, on the fringe.
Outside looking in, yes.
It's not an easy spot for the GMs to be in.
Yeah, then you look at your injured list and who's coming back and when. You know, and that's the big thing, because their best starter's still on the IL. But I mean, so much goes into it.
Big chopper to second base. 2 down.
Well, our 7th 50-50 raffle is presented by Bally Sports Great Lakes, and it'll end tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. All the proceeds benefit Cleveland Indians charities and our mission to prepare youth for success. So get your tickets now at drive5050.com. Right now, the total $36,754 as we speak.
Yeah, I think you just hit the nail on the head as far as where the 2 teams are probably the most different. The Cardinals feel like Jack Flaherty and Miles Michaelis will be back fairly soon. The Indians know that both Bieber and Savali will not be back until at least the middle of August.
Right.
And that's...
Oh, look at that pitch there. After he leaned and hit that fastball out the last time. Loses that toe hold.
That's a hello.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Go ahead. There you see. Up and in. Get out of the way.
Yeah, just, you know, if the Cardinals...
The earliest for Savali, he's going to be the first one. That could be middle of August. Could be longer than that, too.
But even for St. Louis, you know, I mean, you're looking at a pretty uphill battle.
Right.
That wild card race, I mean, you probably have a better chance of catching Milwaukee than catching either the Padres or the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You would think those teams are loading up. They're going to get better. Milwaukee.
Yeah, but they're leading the division, right?
They're leading the division.
So
and the
they
Reds
may not be a part of it.
Right ahead of them. Pretty good looking pitch. A little outside. 3-0. Fair ball just down the line. It might have been on the chalk. And Bader's going to go to second base with a 2-out double, and he is 2 for 2, the only 2 hits allowed by Quantrill tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, that shows me something right there by Bader. He goes down after hitting the home run, knocks him down that very first pitch, but he hangs in there to get a count. He gets the fastball in. Now remember, he hit that home run. It was away and went to right field. This time he tries to pitch him in, and he hits a bullet down the right field line. It did. It got chalk. No, Chris Guccione almost, he went dancing. So give him credit, man. He came back, gets the double.
And so with 2 down and a runner in scoring position, Matt Carpenter coming up. He was called out on a high fastball. He argued, didn't like the call in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, I want to send along happy birthday wishes to Francis Smith, turning 93 today. Francis is the dad of the former Indians third base coach Steve Smith.
Yeah.
So Francis, happy birthday. Hope you played golf today and shot your age, my friend.
Out
I
in
know
LA.
he did it. Yes, he's out in LA. Very happy birthday. Tell your son we say hello as well, please.
The 1-0 pitch is a weak ground ball. Cesar will have to charge, but he'll throw him out, and that's the inning. We are halfway through. Cleveland 2, St. Louis 1. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. It's 2-1 Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it will be the bottom third of the order, 2 up. Bradley Zimmer will lead it off. He singled on the first pitch he saw in the 3rd inning, and he now has 8 hits and 17 at-bats when he has put the first pitch in play. And he's done it again, making 9 out of 18 on the year. That's a 500 average. Even I can do that one.
Well, one was the slider in the first at-bat. This one's the curveball.
Arch, look how high he holds the bat now. I'm telling you, he's been making changes. The bat's up higher than it's been all season long, right there.
Good. Gives him some extension.
Yes.
You know, to help him stay back there. The first time he got jammed a little bit, but took it to left field. That time it's slow enough, able to pull it. I love it.
Now, Roberto just said, he goes, I tried to go the other way last time. I said, keep trying to do it.
He ended up being robbed on a nice play by Tommy Edman, who ranged far to his left to flag it down. But he did move Zimmer into scoring position. Let's see if Zimmer gets a pitch early in the count and takes off. Especially now, you're middle of the game. You've got the lead, even though it's only 1 run.
You know what? Just pick a good time. You know, and give Roberto a swing here, maybe. Let's see what happens, because he knows he's going to try and run. There's the slide step. See, he can quicken it up if need be.
Mike Shildt, Cardinals skipper. Trying to play the guessing game with Tito here on what they might do with Zimmer. Shildt sends the signals into Yadi Molina.
There
Missed
you go.
2 in a row, and he's probably thinking about Zimmer running.
Well, he's quickening his delivery, yeah. So what happens, he's missing the strike zone. So now he's got to forget about it. He's got to worry about the hitter right here and do the best job of just, you know, he's got to get a strike. We're at the bottom part of this lineup. Quick pitch.
Again, 3-0.
There you go. Now you just stay put and let Roberto have a couple of swings. And I think that has a lot to do with the chance of Zimmer running right there. You know, quickening that delivery.
Yeah, see, not thinking he's going to run 3-0. He goes back to the high leg kick.
Yeah.
And he gets a strike.
Now, you could, this is not a bad time whatsoever because Perez has a good eye at the plate to start your runner, and if he likes the pitch, he can swing. If he doesn't think it's a strike, take it. And Zimmer could still steal it.
Not running. And it's hammered, but foul down the left side. Oh, man, did he crush that. That almost made it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, it was just in front a little bit. So it had to be an off-speed pitch. Slider, he just hung it. Oh, he hung it on the inside part of the plate. Had a good one to hit there and just was too quick on it. Now, yeah, you got to go ahead. If he strikes him out, I'm thinking it's going to be a curveball, so go ahead and send him.
There goes Zimmer. Off the end of the bat, slowly chopped to Arenado. And he throws it wide of the mark, but Goldschmidt hung on to the bag with his foot. And that's out number 1.
Pretty much the same scenario that happened back in the third. On the 0-2 pitch, Zimmer took off and Perez hit it to second base. This time, I'll tell you, Arenado, I don't know if he tried to get rid of it too quickly, but you see Goldschmidt stayed on the base. A nice play. And you can see Zimmer looking out there, but they get the first out. Usually he's automatic right there, right on the money, but that time Goldschmidt had to help him out.
So once again, Zimmer in scoring position for Daniel Johnson, who was called out on strikes in the third. Wainwright really worked him over. He yanks this one to first, right into the big first baseman mitt. Goldschmidt takes it himself, 2 down. Mid-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. In the third, Harrison Bader led off, took a high fastball up and away, and shot it out of here just over the fence in right field. It was 1-0, but in the bottom of the fourth with 1 on, Jose Ramirez got a 3-1 fastball. Blasted it, his 21st home run of the year. 2-1 Indians, runner at third, 2 down. Cesar Hernandez 0 for 2 will be the batter.
Nice little cutter.
Just a tad high, 2-1.
Yeah, he thought he had one there. And I think he has called that pitch before. A strike on, I'm trying to think of who it was. Was it Bradley up top there in his last at bat? Well, if you're Cesar, sit on that fastball if you get it, sort of like Ramirez did. You know, in a 3-1 count, if he throws a breaking ball, you can take it. And look for another pitch. It's going to be a breaking ball.
But he missed up high with it. Ball 4. First walk issued by Wainwright.
Yeah, I really just felt there where he was going to be a little more careful to Cesar, and he's going to take his chances. Although Rosario has had 2 good at-bats against him, lined out to right the first time up and then kept his hands back and hit the curveball the second time up.
And off the end of the bat, right to third base, and Arenado forces Hernandez to end the inning. 5 complete. Cleveland 2, St. Louis 1. Cal Quantrill has pitched a gem through 5. T-Mobile coverage cam. A look in from the corner district. Out of right field on a beautiful night. 81 degrees at game time. Paul DeYoung will lead off, the number 9 hitter for St. Louis. 2-1 Cleveland leads it. Pitch down low, ball 1. Just outside. Pumped the fastball by him.
Think about it so far that Quantrill's only been out of stretch for 1 pitch. That was last inning after the Bader double.
Yeah. Ahmed Rosario with a good throw. DeYoung is out number 1. Time for a Ganley Subaru game break. Here's Al Pulaski.
Happening with the Nationals and the Phillies. We'll head to Philadelphia. A couple of 3-run homers, one in the first and this one in the second, where Washington's made the difference. Juan Soto, number 18 on the year, with the Nats ahead 6-1 at the time. Philadelphia just scored a run at this moment. It's now 6-2, fellas. But Washington looking good in the city of brotherly love.
Yeah, that kid, one of the best hitters in the game. Soto, he is something special.
Dylan Carlson turns that one around for a line drive single into center field. 3rd hit of the night for St. Louis. First man not named Harrison Bader to collect a hit tonight.
Right.
Art, you bring up Soto, and I sent this to you. He has 13 opposite field home runs since the start of 2020. 2 more than any other left-handed hitter in baseball.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's watched him in the home run derby, and you know, he's one of those guys that doesn't really have an uppercut, just hits line drives all over the place.
Hits the top of the ball really hard, and it works for him.
Smash to left. Big Harold gets in front of it. Carlson stops at second, and the Cardinals have 2 on with 1 out.
Well, going through now for the 3rd time, you know, they know he's trying to get ahead of them, which he has done all game. But now they're going to try and jump him early. And Goldschmidt, he pitched him very tough his first 2 at-bats, but he comes up and says, I'm not going to spot you anything this time. Line drive to left. Now you're going through the heart of the lineup with 1 out.
Yeah, only 81 pitches for Quantrill.
Well, he can use a ground ball and get his pitcher's best friend that double play ball.
Nolan Arenado has grounded into 14 double plays this year. No other Cardinal has hit into more than 9, and that was Goldschmidt.
Up and in. Got away. Now a 2-0 count.
Good slider, and he called the ball.
Yeah, that was a good 2-0 pitch. I mean, you know, hitters, though, they can take that pitch when they're ahead in the count. If that's 2-strike pitch, I'll bet then you're ahead of them. Pretty good chance he'll swing at it. But now he's got a battle. It's 3-0 count. Got to come all the way back.
Nick Sandlin has grabbed a baseball, and he is getting loose as quickly as he can in the bullpen. Ball 4. And he walks him on 4 pitches, and they're loaded up for Tyler O'Neill.
Well, Carl Willis going to take a stroll out and slow things down after he got the leadoff hitter on an easy ground ball to short. He had back-to-back hits and then a 4-pitch walk. Now the Cardinals with an opportunity here, 1 out in the 6th.
Tyler O'Neill, 17 home runs, 17 doubles. Grounded to short his last time up, and that's exactly what Quantrill's looking for.
Isn't that the truth? Well, the key here is going to be that first pitch. You don't want to groove one. You got to make a quality pitch, but you would certainly like to get ahead of the hitter. You don't know if he's going to be taking because you know, it's 4 straight pitches he walked Arenado on. Certainly don't want to help him out.
Swings at that first pitch, pops it up foul, but out of play.
Well, he was ready for it, and Quantrill did. He went after him, made a pretty good pitch to get him to foul it up, but into the seats.
You know, for a long time, hitters used to feel like after that pitching coach goes out, that next pitch is almost always going to be a fastball because the message is get ahead, be aggressive, get ahead.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen that way.
Oh, no absolutes in life.
Not fast. Yeah, I mean, you would say, okay, I'm going to sit on that fastball, and if you get it, get after it.
Little squibber. Quantrill with the flip. There's 1, and that's all they'll get. But there are 2 down in the inning. Thought about trying to turn 2, but it just didn't time up.
Well, he
perfectly.
came out of the glove with it. And you remember, he had the bases loaded, nobody out, and was able to get that double play ball his last start. But the flip, and then Roberto says, I just want to get 1 out. I'm not going to try and throw it. O'Neill got down there. And now Tito going to make a pitching change unless he's out there.
No, they've got the trainer out. I don't know. I didn't see anything happen. He says he's fine, and let's get back to work. He's got one more big out to go. Yeah, there was a slight grimace there.
Well, probably bouncing off that mound, wanting to get to that ball that, you know, he topped at home plate and get that out. First quick step, maybe. One big one to go.
Yadier Molina has grounded out twice. Once to third base, once to the first baseman.
Well, you just got to be careful because he will shoot you on that first pitch. Make a quality one. Because he's going to be zeroed in the other way.
Molina batting .419 on the first pitch this year when he puts it in play.
Oh yeah, he'll be looking for it, and I mean he's just going to try and line it to right field just to get something started. He knows what he's looking for too.
Deep left field, but he's out in front of it foul.
Boy, oh boy, a good thing that was a slider.
Look at him talking to Roberto.
Slider, middle of the plate. Oh man, he got away with one there. He was smiling when he saw that pitch come out of the hand.
Yadi and Roberto were teammates for Team Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic a few years ago. Upstairs with a fastball, Yadier Molina, no doubt the gold standard of what all catchers aspire to be, young catchers nowadays anyway. Left field, deep, back goes Big Harold, and he runs it down. Great job by Cal Quantrill. Gets out of a bases loaded one-out jam without allowing a run. You think he's fired up? Back on May 13, 2015. Corey Kluber struck out 18 St. Louis Cardinals. It was win number 189 for Terry Francona. And it was almost a historic night for Corey Kluber.
Oh my goodness, it certainly was. 18 strikeouts. He didn't come out for the ninth inning. But boy, he was dealing that night, and everybody loved it.
Terry Francona, now the second winningest manager in franchise history, just 7 away from surpassing Lou Boudreau.
He's got to stop getting these victories when he's not in the dugout, is what I told him. He said DeMarlo wouldn't sit in his seat that he's sitting in on Sunday, so he doesn't deserve any of the help. DeMarlo said, I ain't sitting in that seat. He goes, that's bad luck.
He might be right there.
Millsy, if you're watching, we're thinking about you.
Jose Ramirez leading off the bottom of the 6th. His home run put the Indians on top 2-1 back in the 4th. Now Quantrill's night is over. Bullpen busy for the Tribe. He's done a nice job.
Yeah, did a great job to get out of the trouble he got himself into.
A little low, 2-1. You know, Andre, you were talking about DeMarlo managing the game on Sunday in which Tito passed Terry Francona. Tito got tossed in that game Corey Kluber pitched when he struck out 18.
It was all for protecting his guys. I believe Lackey hit Jason Kipnis
right in the back.
And Tito was mad because he went out there and the umpire gave both sides a warning. And Tito was like, why are you warning us? We didn't do anything wrong.
Well, it was a clear retaliation because Kluber had hit Holiday, I think, prior to that. And when you come back and hit somebody right in the middle of the back, it's like, oh, that's pretty obvious.
John Lackey did that his whole career.
Yes, he did.
So it was no surprise.
And Jose Ramirez patiently takes the walk that I'm sure Wainwright wished he would have issued him back in that 4th inning. So this was this is what we were talking about. Holiday got hit in the elbow, and then right in the middle of the back. And Tito said, no, you're not issuing a warning now. And he got tossed. And he got his money's worth. You know, Tito's not big for going out putting on shows and, you know, getting tossed. He's very judicious when he picks his spots to go out and really argue.
Well, that's all my son knows about him. He heard me talking about him the other day, becoming one of the winningest managers. He goes, didn't he get thrown out a couple Fridays ago?
Yeah.
So you're saying he's not like Billy Martin or Earl Weaver or anything like that?
Or Bobby Cox.
Yeah, right. Cox might be the all-time.
I think he is.
I think he is. Yeah.
You're right. He is. But for showmanship, those other two.
Right Lou Piniella might take the cake when it comes to showmanship.
Well, he learned too in New York under Martin. So. But you're right, Tito. It's all business. You know, there's times where you have to do something like crazy, like that play we had at third base a couple of weeks ago.
Ties him up inside, 1-1.
Well, he's keeping him honest. He's pushing him back, or, you know, throwing him something in off the plate, but just to get him off that inside part so he can get a little more of that outside part of the plate. He's been able to get Reyes twice tonight. Both of the times have come on the breaking ball.
Yeah.
The curveball. Look at it. There's your fastball you get. Just a little tardy out.
4th inning is where the Indians scored their 2 runs. But after the 2-run homer, he came back and struck out Franmil Reyes and Bobby Bradley. Just a bit outside.
Tried to throw a dart on the outside part of the plate. And, you know, it's a little off the plate, but he tried to hit him with that fastball and sneak it by him. And he might have had him because it looked like Reyes was still looking for that breaking ball, but just off the dish.
And now a full count. Does he dare try another fastball?
I don't think so, but he might.
Runner goes. Slow curveball. Struck him out again. And they got him at second. It's a strike him out, throw him out, double play.
I mean, you talk about a perfect throw. Right into the slide of Ramirez on the curveball. And he got him for the 3rd time. Jose had a really good jump, too. I thought there's going to be no problem him getting there. But there's the curveball, and watch Molina's throw. I mean, you talk about right into the slide. There's the ball. Here it goes. Reyes upset. Strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Only the 3rd time Jose Ramirez has been caught this year. And he leads the Indians with 10 steals. But now 2 down, bases empty. Bobby Bradley 0 for 2. And he struck him out. 7 Ks for Wainwright. through 6. It's Cleveland 2, St. Louis 1. Cleveland Indians baseball brought to you by KeyBank. KeyBank opens doors. The door is far from closed on this one. 2-1, Indians lead it. Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. And in the 7th inning, Brian Shaw takes over for Cal Quantrill, who went 6, gave up just 1 run on 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 5.
Yeah, another nice start by Quantrill. You know, you look at all his starts in the month of July, all 5 of them, he's gone at least 5 innings, 6 in the last 2 starts. Well, a chance for a win in this ball game. Bullpen now will take it over.
Tommy Edman 0 for 2 has flied out, grounded out. That's in the gap. Long run for Zimmer. Can't get it. Backed up by Johnson. Edman's going to turn and burn, and now he jams on the brakes, and now he's going for third, and the throw to third's in time, and they got him. Oh, my goodness. The old stop and start gets another would-be base runner trying to advance. I don't know what happened to Ahmed Rosario. The ball hit him right square in the glove, but it popped out. And when Edman saw that, he thought, I can get to third.
Well, they made a mistake because Zimmer ended up going for it, but here comes Johnson. Here's the throw. Goes off the glove. And then Bobby Bradley's sitting there at second base. Fires a seed, and you're right. He should have stayed right there. There you go back, and then he saw it go off the glove of Rosario, which was a good relay throw, but out easily at third base.
So a double for Edman, out trying to stretch it. Great awareness by Bobby Bradley to follow the ball, follow the play, back it up, and he ends up being in a perfect spot.
Yeah. That's why you're moving on everything. First baseman trailing that guy to second base in case there's anything over there. But boy, he was in the right spot at the right time and made a beautiful throw to get the leadoff man aboard. That's the tying run. Out at third.
Another great example of even when you're having a tough night at the plate, you can do something to help your team win the game defensively.
Absolutely right. A lot of different ways to help contribute to win a ball game.
Harrison Bader has been trouble tonight, a home run and a double. This one's back out of play. Shallow center, in comes Bradley Zimmer, 2 down.
All right, watch how it transpires there, and watch Bobby trail the runner going to second. He's going to go to second. He knows he may be going to third, but there he goes, right around second base, and the ball just happens to deflect to him, and wisely picks it up and throws a strike to Ramirez to get the runner. Now, if Edman went to third and didn't stop, he would have been safe. But it was a nice relay and a heads-up play by Bradley. There you go. There's a better look from the third base camera. Comes up and throws it just over the left shoulder of Edman. And there you see the tag by Jose. Third base coach, not much he could do. I'm sure once you stop out there, he doesn't want you to start it back up.
Two down, and Matt Carpenter 0 for 2 in a 1-2 hole. Brian Shaw trying to put him away. And Carpenter smacks one into center field for a base hit. Now that play is even bigger. Get a pinch runner for Carpenter. We'll take a look at our Spectrum Mobile replay.
Again, Cal Quantrill went out there and was dealing, working nicely. 6 innings. They only allowed the 4 hits. Had 5 strikeouts. You know, ground balls. He was working quickly. They jumped him in that 6th inning. They got ahead and went after him early, but a nice play to get out of it. He is fired up. How about that? He was into that start.
Jose Rondon running at first with 2 down. And Paul DeYoung, the 9th place hitter, 0 for 2 tonight. You know, we talked a lot about Brian Shaw and his durability, now over 650 career appearances in the major leagues. You forget, though, Andrew Miller, his first 5 years, he was primarily a starting pitcher.
Right. Yep.
And yet he's sitting on 597 career appearances. Swing and a miss, and you think about having both of those guys in that bullpen together.
Yeah, I mean, when he first came up, he could get it up there with the best of them, and then he developed that little slide step or working from the stretch, and just nasty with that slider of his to both sides of the plate, left and right.
The 1-2 fouled back. But that 16 bullpen with Miller and Shaw and Cody Allen, 3 of the most durable guys, took the ball anytime they were asked. Whether it was one batter, 1 inning, or multiple innings.
Yeah, well, that team there that year, the starters get injured at the first hitter of the game, and they come out and they throw zeros up on the board for 8 more. Oh, a mistake.
High fly ball. This is deep, and it is not playable. A lot of Cardinal fans made the trip here to Cleveland, and they're fired up. A 2-out, 2-run homer, and that puts St. Louis ahead 3-2.
Boy, after the break they got in this inning, that was just not a good pitch. He left that one spinning on the middle of the plate, and that's about the only place he could hit it. He got under it, had some hang time, and now St. Louis is going to take the lead with 2 out on a 2-run homer. Look at that, just spun in the middle part of the plate. For DeYoung, that's his 14th homer. And I don't want to see this one again.
So look at how big his eyes got. You think he knew it?
You know, that hard cutter that he normally throws, if he's going to beat you, make him beat you the other way, not to the pull side, though.
That changes the complexion of things
in a hurry.
And a ground ball to short, backhanded by Rosario. Ahmed throws him out, but the damage is done. Stretch time in Cleveland. It's now 3-2 St. Louis. Now 3-2 St. Louis, and Adam Wainwright will come back to work the bottom of the 7th with the lead.
Yeah, that was the first at-bat to Ramirez, and he's been able to get Reyes, handle him 3 times tonight. But, you know, he goes out there, he throws you different pitches all the time, tries to keep you in that rocking chair where he can keep you off balance. And I'll tell you what, if you're not patient with him and you don't stick with your approach, you're in trouble. But they take the lead, and he wants one more inning from his big gun. He wants Wainwright to go out there and see if he can give me 7.
St. Louis has not been a really good come-from-behind team this year. They have only 15 comeback wins, which is second fewest in all of baseball. Only the Nationals have fewer, with 14 come-from-behind wins.
Jammed him with that heater.
1 down. Well, Bradley Zimmer has 2 hits, both coming on the first pitch.
Yeah, that one was a slider. This one's going to be the hook, the curveball. So 2 pretty good at-bats, and that's not a bad idea. Now, do you think it's good enough for him to get a fastball on this pitch?
Well, if you're Wainwright, you think I've tried everything else.
Yeah, well, throw it in. Let's see if he tries to jam him. But one thing you don't want to do, if he's going to beat you, you got to make him go the other way with it.
He went in off the plate.
Yeah, off the plate, right, just to show him.
And then tied him up. Ran the fastball just up a little bit. 51 out of 81 pitches have been strikes for Wainwright tonight. Stayed with the same fastball, elevated it a little more, and it's 1-2.
All right, well, after a couple of high fastballs, see he can get him to swing at that breaking ball in the dirt. Now the count back to even. Might be the one overthrow of the game for him right there. Tried to get a little extra on that fastball. Molina going to go have a talk and see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, Wainwright he's no stranger to going 100 pitches or more, but I just noticed, his last 2 outings, one against the Cubs and before that against the Giants, just 84 and 88 pitches. Hasn't gone over 100 since the first day of this month.
Well, and it shouldn't have to. But he went out there, Molina just wanted to have a conversation. What do you want to do? How do you want to go about it? Let's go. He knows he's at the end. But he certainly doesn't want to walk anybody.
And the payoff pitch. Slow curve struck him out looking. 8 Ks for Wainwright, 2 down here in the 7th.
Ted, just throw a curveball down the middle. There you go. Just make sure it's a strike. He takes it. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. It's right there.
Just now getting some action in the St. Louis bullpen. And Roberto Perez 0 for 2 will be the batter. Giovanni Gallegos getting loose. He sends a high fly ball deep left field, but on the warning track, O'Neill makes the catch, and the inning is over. 7 complete, 3-2 St. Louis. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. (3-2) St. Louis. 8th inning. New pitcher for the Tribe, Nick Sandlin, making his 27th appearance on the year. 1-0 with a 2.63 ERA. Batter's only hitting $1.60 against him, but he's got the big dogs, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, and Tyler O'Neill due up. Goldschmidt 1 for 3 on the night. That's in there. Good ball. Good breaking ball for a strike. Low and away.
This would be the guy that, with his approach, taking him the other way.
Arenado coming up next. He barreled it up deep center. Back goes Zimmer, still going back onto the warning track for out number 1. He didn't hit it all that hard, but boy, he hit it right on the fat part of the bat, and that ball took off.
Well, Rock and Blast presented by First Energy. It'll return Friday when the Indians will host the Detroit Tigers, and you can pregame out in the district presented by Miller Lite. Purchase your tickets with the Ballpark app, or you can visit Indians.com.
Now Nolan Arenado. Second time tonight, Arenado has really been spun out of home plate. Zip down and away. Perfect pitch. And it's 1-1.
It's amazing how that perfect pitch comes after a ball up and in, isn't it? Just incredible.
Zips another fastball in there. It's 2-2. Sandlin working quickly, goes right back at him, and a breaking ball had him off balance. 2 down. So up comes Tyler O'Neill, 0 for 3 tonight.
To the plate now for St. Louis, number 27, Tyler O'Neill.
Tell you what, he's throwing some high octane.
Yeah, he has a good fastball. It has movement on it, and it gets on those hitters. They can't pick it up. Mixed when he's got his slider going as well. He's a tough guy to hit.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out with some high heat. That'll end the top half of the 8th. Back on July 25th, 2017, Edwin Encarnacion with the bases loaded and walks it off with a grand slam. Came at the expense of the Angels. Career win number 405 for Terry Francona.
I remember from that. Remember, Edwin started off really slow that year, and Tito just said, "Be patient." Then finally, Edwin told us, "Just wait. Everything will be all right." And he got hot right before that streak and really took off and helped that team at that point in time.
New pitcher for St. Louis, Giovanni Gallegos. 45th appearance on the year. He has 5 wins, but also 3 losses. And a 2.60 ERA. Here's what the Indians are up against. When St. Louis has the lead after 7 innings, they have the 4th best record in the National League at 40-3. So even though their bullpen statistically doesn't really measure up with what the Indians have,
right,
when they pitch the guys with the lead late in the games, they've been able to close things out.
Yeah. It's only a 1-run ball game, and it's been a well-pitched ball game to this point. It's been the long ball, the home run. That's how it's all scored. The Indians, their 2 runs, 2-run homer by Ramirez. You had the solo home run by Bader for St. Louis, the 2-run home run by DeYoung. That's it. So they've got their work cut out for them. We need some base runners and some timely hitting.
Daniel Johnson leading it off. Looks at a curveball up high, ball 1. He's saying, well, I saw a few of those from the other guy. Wainwright struck out 8 in 7 innings of work tonight, gave up just 2 runs. Can almost book it every time he faces the Indians, can't he? Just write it down.
He just knows how to pitch.
High fastball couldn't get there. Two-game series, and it's a quick turnaround. Day game tomorrow. Breaking ball in for a strike in. It's 1-2 now on Jet Johnson. Struck him out, one away. Just rear back and chucked a fastball by him.
Yeah, and what he did fastball. He fouled it off after he fell behind, threw the breaking ball, came back with the fastball, gets the first out.
One out, back to the top of the order. Cesar Hernandez 0 for 2. They want the fastball. They want it away. Hernandez seeks the first pitch. And he lines it into center field for a base hit. Not where they wanted it. Cesar made him pay. Tying run aboard here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, he's been very good at that, boy. If you're going to make a mistake, and I'll tell you, he loves to hit the breaking stuff, but you miss with that heater, and he went down and dropped the head on that one and did a nice job. Pretty swing. Takes a single, so a one-out single brings a tying run on base.
Ahmed Rosario 1 out of 3 tonight. Singled and scored ahead of the home run by Ramirez back in the 4th. Fastball down and in for a called strike. Rosario likes the ball away because he can shoot it to right field, but you slow it down. We've seen him turn it around and rip it through the hole on the left side. Arenado is guarding the line at third, so a big hole on the left side as well as the right side of the infield. He's trying a right side, but a room service hop for Edman. They get one and for a second, and they turn the double play to end the inning.
Well, located at the top of section 157, the new home plate high tops offer great views of the field in a casual standing room environment. Tickets are $55 and include $10 of loaded value to use at your favorite concession stands. Just visit Indians.com for the details.
Phil Maton on the pitch for the Indians here in the 9th inning. Trying to hold the Cardinals and keep it a one-run game. He's got Yadier Molina, Tommy Edman, and Harrison Bader due up. Yadier Molina 0 for 3 tonight. He almost hit a grand slam back in the 6th, but was out in front, just foul. Ended up hitting a fly ball to deep left field to end that inning. But the Cardinals came back with a 2-out, 2-run homer in the 7th. Take the lead. And now their closer. Alex Reyes getting loose. Slow breaking ball yanked foul. We'll do it again at 1-2. High pop to left.
Took a little of the sting out of the bat, had him out in front on that slider.
One down for Tommy Edman.
Second baseman Tommy Edman.
Yeah, this is the play that we thought might hurt them. Back in that 7th inning, leadoff, found a gap out in right center field. Was on second and was going to stop, and the relay was bobbled or off the glove of Rosario, and a weird play occurred. They were able to get him at third base. They get the next out, but then a single and a homer. They capped off that inning to retake the lead. Had everything going in the Indians' favor there.
And the guy that kept that inning alive, that gave DeYoung the chance, was Matt Carpenter. He was batting well under 200 for the season, but he's 4 for 8 against the Indians. Upstairs with the fastball, 2-2. Slicing foul. Nobody can get there.
Well, there it is, leading off the 7th. Bradley Zimmer dove for it, couldn't get it. Johnson throws it in. Look at it, off the glove of Rosario. He stopped to go back to second, tried to restart again. Bradley came out, made a good relay throw after picking it up, and got him at third base for the first out of that inning.
Swing and a miss. Edman caught in between, tried to fight it off, but couldn't get to it, and that's out number 2.
Stepping in now for St. Louis, number 48, Harrison Bader.
There's a good breaking ball. You see it froze him, and he was looking for the fastball, and that was the emergency swing, trying to foul it off. But that ball in the glove by the time he could get through the hitting area.
2 gone for Harrison Bader. Bader with a homer and a double tonight. That one caught the bottom of the zone. It's 2-1. High heat, not close enough, and it's 3 balls and a strike. And Jose Rondon, who came on to run for Matt Carpenter in that 7th inning, is on deck.
Yeah, Carpenter was the DH today. They just
hit well, deep center, off the wall. And Bader's into second base with his second double, 3rd hit of the night.
Yeah, he's had a really good night. He stayed back on it. Looked like a breaking ball that he smokes to left center field. So he is swinging the bat very well. There it is, a slider, middle of the plate, and they do go a long way. This one off the wall, but his second double of the night. And his 9th of the year. Look at him. When that's a mistake and you get through it, that's just like batting practice there. When you get a mistake and you just put a good swing on it.
3 hits tonight, all 3 extra base hits. So his OPS, on base plus slugging percentage, for the month of July is well over 1,000. Besting Paul Goldschmidt, who had the team lead heading into play tonight.
Well, this is the one run you want to keep off the board, that insurance run for St. Louis here. You were able to get the first 2 out. You want to keep it a 1-run game and give yourself a chance. And now Perez wants to make sure with Maton.
Rondon has 8 hits and 40 at bats with the Cardinals this year. So this is the guy you got to go after and attack.
Right.
Slow curveball, and it just did catch the corner of the strike zone. Same pitch, but he just missed that time. Rondon originally signed with the Angels back in 2011. He's also played with the Padres, White Sox, and the Orioles. There's a breaking ball in for a strike.
I'll tell you what, he's turned into breaking ball. He just showed the fastball in the 2-1 count and missed with it. Doesn't throw his fastball often enough. (3-2). I'm thinking another breaking ball here.
Fastball, but he missed badly. And now there are 2 on with 2 out, and now you've got to face DeYoung, and here comes Carl Willis. Back in the 7th inning, it was DeYoung with a runner aboard and 2 out.
Boy, oh boy, that's the only pitch that Shaw could make right there where he'd be able to hit it. He slowed it down through that slider and got it up and it hit it high. And that's the difference in the ball game. Right now, St. Louis trying to add on after the 2-out double by Bader. He walked Rondon, and now he's got DeYoung.
Paul DeYoung looks at a curveball, and that's inside ball 1. I'll tell you what, DeYoung's one of those great stories, too. Coming out of high school in Illinois, he walked on to play college baseball at Illinois State. They play in the Missouri Valley Conference. So he goes from a walk-on, undrafted out of high school, no college scholarships. He walks on at Illinois State and ends up being a 4th-round pick in the draft.
How about that? Yeah, I guess not highly touted or anything, huh?
You know, just one of those late bloomers, I guess. I don't know. And he went waving at that pitch off the plate. Runners go, throw to third. It's in time, and they got him.
Oh, I don't know.
Swipe tag nailed him right in the face.
I'll tell you what, it was his hand on the bag. You know what? The ball beat him and everything, but my initial look, it looked like he might have tagged him up a little higher where the hand might have been on the base.
Cardinals are going to challenge the play.
I mean, watch. I don't know if he tags him because he pulls it back. Goes up.
Did he tag him?
Well,
I thought he got him on the chin, but
if he does, then hits the bag and oh, he missed him. Then it gets the chin. I think he's going to be safe, maybe.
I'm not sure.
He's out though. I mean, I don't know if there's enough to overturn it. If that hand is there, because Jose, with that tag, looked like he missed him. His glove hit the base, and Bader's chin was up there. I'm not so sure he got that.
Really good throw by Roberto, but you're right.
Yeah.
Ramirez's momentum was kind of carrying him away, and he couldn't reach back far enough.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if it's overturned. I just can't tell if he tagged him on the chin from that angle. But I'll tell you what, he was called out. So we will see. It's going to have enough evidence to. I think it looked like he missed him. There's the glove. I think he missed him. I really do.
The only hope is, did he tag the shoulder, and now you're literally splitting the threads of the jersey.
Yeah, well, you are. I mean, in this thing, it's bang, bang. He was called out to begin with, so it's going to take a lot to overturn it. But it still would be second and third. They'd have to get that hitter. But I'll tell you what, Maton came into this game, and he brought this to a halt. He's thrown 26 pitches. I know he throws 26 pitches and doesn't want to throw his fastball.
Safe.
Yeah, he missed the tag. So they certainly had evidence. So it was a good challenge by St. Louis. So that makes it second and third. You know, still 2 outs, but a 2-2 count. Could have been, should have been out of the inning.
And back to work goes DeYoung. And that's smoked foul. Maton delivers, and that's outside. Full count. Dylan Carlson waiting on deck. Indians down a run. Maton trying to make sure it stays that way. But he missed again.
Another break-it ball. I mean, seriously. I mean, you're facing the bottom part of that lineup. You've got to go out and be aggressive. And I look at, I mean, just the frustration right there tells me, and the look on their face. I mean, you're going back to the top of the lineup now, and it looked like Whitgren was up, and he's, I don't think, ready yet.
Dylan Carlson is 1 for 4 on the night. He'll step to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 down. He is 1 for 13 against the Indians this year. And that one hit came in the 6th inning. And in that 6th inning, he singled. And the Cardinals loaded the bases with 1 out. And Cal Quantrill got out of it. A ground ball and a fly ball to end that inning.
Well, he's 30 pitches and 15 balls, 15 strikes.
Roberto is upset.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now he can't throw a fastball for a strike. And Perez is upset. He's thinking, let's go. How many more times can I tell you? There's the miss with the breaking ball. Timeout. Look at that's frustration. I mean, this game had some pace and tempo to it, and it's taken right out all the starch of it in this inning. First 2 guys out, then a 2-out double, and next thing you know, walk, and you're battling to get out of this inning and stay 1 run behind. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets, and that's what it looks like now.
Carlson taking all the way, and it's ball 4.
Well, he's gone. I mean, what are you going to do? That's unbelievable.
Maton has walked 3 in a row.
Nobody on. Double, 3 straight walks. Gives St. Louis an insurance run, makes it a 4-2 ball game. Very, very frustrating.
So a timeout. Nick Whitgren will be coming on when we come back. Nick Whitgren is the new pitcher for Cleveland. There were 2 outs and nobody on base. Harrison Bader doubled off the wall. And I don't know if that changed things for Maton, but he got very passive. He walked Jose Rondon, he walked Paul DeJong, and then walked Dylan Carlson to force in a run.
The new pitcher is number 62, Nick Whitgren. And batting for St. Louis will be first baseman Paul Goldschmidt.
Well, now you really need this out here to keep it a 2-run ball game, and you're facing a tough customer. Disappointing night for Phil Maton. I mean, you can live with if guys are going to hit your way out, but you don't walk your way out of a ball game like he did tonight.
Popped back out of play by Paul Goldschmidt, who was 1 for 4 on the night. And that's high. Two balls, two strikes. Threw it by him. Good fastball from Nick Whitgren. Strikes him out. And they leave the bases loaded, but they get a big insurance run 4-2 St. Louis. Well, back in the fourth inning, Jose Ramirez hit a two-run homer to put the Indians ahead 2-1. They held that lead until the seventh, when St. Louis got a two-run homer to go ahead. And now they've added an insurance run, and they lead 4-2. Going into the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Jose Ramirez, Franmil Reyes, and Bobby Bradley facing Alex Reyes. And the St. Louis closer has converted 23 out of 24 save opportunities this year.
And the thing about it, that insurance run that they get now, you know, instead of a one-run game when you got Ramirez and Reyes coming up with one swing to tie it, you're going to need a base runner to tie it up. Going to be a little bit tougher for a guy that's done a nice job for them closing.
Jose Ramirez steps in.
Man, this guy's got an arm.
Line drive out one.
He gets it up there 97-98. Jose hit it, you know, semi-line drive, but right into the tracks. Edman at second base for first out.
Franmil Reyes fouls it off down the right side. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Reyes to center. Bader, two down.
Well, there goes your tying run on base. Hit by pitch.
Take another look. It bounces.
Yeah,
got
right
him on
up
the
his
back
knee, his left knee. No kidding. He didn't even move.
To the plate now for the Indians, number 40, Harold Ramirez.
So the tying run to the plate. Big Harold 0 for 3 tonight will be the batter. Big swing and a miss. Center field, Bader puts it away. And the Cardinals hang on to win it by a final score of 4-2. St. Louis gets to 51 and 50 on the year. The Indians fall to 500 at 49 and 49. And the Cardinals turn a 2-1 deficit into a 4-2 victory with 2 in the 7th and 1 more in the 9th. And now that will be the 6th loss hung on the Indians bullpen in the month of July.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, when they came back and they hit the 2-run home run to take the lead when they added 2-1. That was a tough one. They got the 2 outs in that inning, couldn't put them away, and again in the 9th he got 2 outs and couldn't get out of the inning. 22 pitches for Phil Maton after he got 2 outs. So that was just a tough way to go. That sometimes you got to win that 1-run ball game 2-1.
Yeah. Unable to do it tonight. Cardinals take the opener. Quick turnaround. Day game tomorrow to wrap up the 2-game series. Time now for Indians Live post game with Alan Jensen. Lost in all of this. Another great outing by Cal Quantrill. Don't want to forget about that. But Jay Lou, the bullpen's got to be, wondering what's happened here. They were so good, and they've still been good. But 6 losses hung on the pen here in the month.
Yeah, they entered tonight 18-1 at home when leading after 6 innings. It's basically been a 6-inning ball game for most of the season here at Progressive Field. So another uncharacteristic loss, but we kind of alluded to this in the last week or two where the amount of stress innings and leverage innings this group has had to endure for these first couple of months of the season, and now you're kind of seeing that regression happen. Unfortunate, especially to a 9-hole hitter with 2 outs in the inning.
All right, so the St. Louis Cardinals score the final 3 runs of the game. They win it 4-2 here today at Progressive Field. Cal Quantrill was solid again. 6 innings, just 1 run allowed, but nothing to show for it. St. Louis takes game 1 in this brief 2-game set, 4-2. Indians Live next.